Howdy there folks, this is Lapidary Dave, and right now I'm going to be showing you my cabochon making method. First I'm going to show you the way I learned, then I'm going to show you the way I do it now. I'm not really into making cabs, but every lapidary should know how to make cabs. Everybody buying cabs should know how to make cabs so that you can appraise cabs even better. Anyway, I don't have another piece of this turquoise. It looks like Majora's Mask. It's awesome. My grandma gave me this material. Beautiful. So I'm going to use this piece of sugilite because I have other pieces and I can give you a before and after. This is a sweetie. It's like a natural doublet. We've got the matrix on the bottom and some beautiful purple stuff on top. I'm going to dome it like this one. Make the sides smooth on this rugged stone. Polish it up. At first I was thinking about keeping the back natural. It's beautiful. But yeah, just for the video's sake, I will also tighten up the back. It's going to be a free-form cabochon. It's not going to be, you're not going to be able to slap this sucker into a prefab bezel, but it's going to be a beautiful one anyway. Yeah, let's get on it. I'll do a little bit of maybe before and after of every grit. Right now I'm going to take it to the 60 wheel and really knock out some of the side stuff. Alright, so I made the sides flat. There's still some cracks in the matrix part right there. I don't mind. I like the rough look. I'm actually probably not going to bezel this to show off the natural just contrast of the matrix and the organic stone. So now I'm going to take it to the 80 and actually start the dome and roughen that out, and actually take the back to excuse me, take the back to 80 grit as well, and try to keep it as flat as possible. Yeah. Alrighty, so right now I'm actually digging for color. There's a little gray spot right there. And while doming, I can tell how deep that gray spot is, and I'm going to get it out to the best of my ability. Come on, camera. Yeah, that's 80 grit. I haven't done the back yet. I think I'm going to leave it. It looks great. But normally I would just take it and try to keep it as flat as possible while I go across the back of the cab, and just try to keep it as flat as possible. Or I take it to like a flat lap. This right here, excuse my fat belly. Let me get that in the camera somehow. Bam. Okay. Yeah, I would just do it spin, and I'd put it down there and make it as flat as possible. Sometimes take it up to 600 grit before I start grinding it on the grinder again. Sometimes I will take it all the way to a 14 or 50,000 polish on the flat lap, depending on how precious the material is. In this case, I'm just gonna do it on the grinder. But that's one way to skin a cab. My nice little purple water here. I'm gonna finish up this 80 before moving on to 220. Alrighty, so I got rid of that gray spot as much as I'd like. The back end isn't as consistent. Isn't as consistent as it was with the front. Like what I started. But it's gonna be great for what I'm doing. Yeah. And I'd rather have color over shape. I'm not very good at making symmetrical things, and that's okay, because I like asymmetrical things. Anyway, so now on to the 220. Actually, I'm going to tighten that side up right there, that little crack, before I do 220, but then I'm Alright, now that I have this thing looking like the shape I want it to be in the end, I'm going to take it to the expandable over there 220, 400, 600, 1,000, then take it to my little pinky 3,000 will and finish it up with a 14,000 buff. But yeah, it's looking very cabby. You know, what people do with cabs and wraps, and I dig it. This little eggplant, someone's gonna love this little baby. Alrighty. That's at the 220 soft wheel. I think it's got its main form established. The main facets gone. Yeah. And we still have the back. Oh, that little stuff back there. Anyway. It's all red. This stuff looks like a metal. The matrix of sugilite? I don't know. It's wild. Yeah. So on to 400. Oh yeah. 400, almost all the little facets are gone. The shape is well established. And we are almost finished removing material that could jeopardize the color. But not yet. 600 still cuts pretty deep. Gotta be careful. At least for me. It might sound crazy. But you can blame it on the crystals. Crystal crazy. Anyway. I guess...
I forgot.
Alrighty, folks, what I forgot to mention before, if you're going to be setting these cabs in metal, it's best to have some flat sides that taper into the dome instead of just up and, a shallow dome. It'll make it a lot easier, and easier is faster, faster is money, everybody loves money. Not always, you gotta take your time and your beauties, but alrighty. It's 400 onto the 600. Alrighty, here we are at 600. And earlier I mentioned that I would tell you or show you or something about the way I do cabs now. What I would do about 600 from here, I would throw it into a 600 grit tumbler, which would be the best for preserving this backing, the organic natural texture that I left on the back. Then 1,000, and then some pre-polish and some polish, and finish out that tumbling process with some other stones, preferably sugilite. But that's what I meant. And so right now I'm at 1,000 grit on the wheel. I can still see a few facets, but that's because I made it. Let me see if I can get anything I see in there. I don't know, it's pretty rounded. Alrighty.
Alrighty, from 1,000, we're gonna go to 3,000.
Finish this sweetheart up on the 14,000 buff. I see one little spot I'm going to get on the 1,000. Alright, and then I'm just going to jump right over to the 3. Alrighty. 3,000 facets are gone. I'm gonna buff her out. Take her inside. Talk a little bit about the sweetheart. And cabochons. Lost quite a bit off the top there. But she's sweet nonetheless. Take it to the 14,000. And here we are. Sugilite cabochon. Ready to be set in something, maybe some kind of necklace, who knows. Wrapped up. I'm personally going to drill it so you can enjoy the back, which took a buff just nicely. Yeah. I wonder what this thing flying off into that mirror over there at 20 times speed's going to look like later on. It's going to be fun. Yeah, let's go inside in the light where I can really see all my flaws. Just kidding. Also, so I can show you a little piece of sugilite next to this one, and so you can see just how far it's come. Yeah, thank you. Alrighty. And here we go. This is the little sugilite cab. Kept the matrix. Kept the cracks. Yeah. Kept the texture on the back. The red crust. And yeah, this came from what looked more like one of these little guys. The raw doggies. Yeah. Nobody told me how to make a cabochon. I watched a friend named Ruben Medina who lives behind the Cachina here in Taos, New Mexico. And I copied his process on his grinding machine. Yeah, I think it's very easy. I think it's absolutely a way to save money if you're using cabochons in your art, or if you're selling art supplies or jewelry in general. Everybody loves sugilite. I probably paid $3, $5, $10 for this. I'm not sure. I think 3 or 5, but yeah. Now it can go for a lot more in a beautiful ring. Oh man, it's a banger. Bam. Wrap it up in some gold or silver. Hope this was helpful. I know it was wild for me. Right when I got finished, it flung across the room into a mirror right while I was buffing it, but thank goodness Suge was stronger than the mirror. Alright, this is Lapidary Dave, and that was my quick CABOCHON tutorial using a lapidary grinder.